Alright, today's video is for the one who chasing that competitive edge, the players who live for that clutch plays, insane showdowns, and those sweet victory moments. So today we're gonna talk about some of the best free-to-play competitive esports style of games you can play right now in 2025, split into categories so you can easily find your next favorite game. So I'm gonna go through the categories starting with first-person shooters, arguably the most popular category in our today's list. I'm starting with Valorant, one of the most popular games you can play right now. It's basically Counter-Strike with agent abilities. It's a tactical shooter where aiming is king, but also each agent has its special abilities to pull off crazy plays. The competitive vibe is sweaty, but it's pretty fair for the most part, I would say. And the rank matches can get real intense real quick, and also the community can be toxic sometimes, just like in any other multiplayer game. I put fair amount of time on Valorant, but I haven't really go back and check out the game in a year or so. Still very popular, right? Keep adding new maps, new agents, and big esports tournament to the game. It's very popular, and if you're a fan of Valorant, I'm sure you're already playing the game by now. And also we cannot forget about the Counter-Strike 2, the ultimate test of pure first-person shooter skill. And not like Valorant, there is no any flashy abilities, powers. It's just the sharp aim, good positioning, and smart teamwork. And no doubt the game has been the backbone of competitive shooters for decades now, and now it's even better with the release of Counter-Strike 2. I personally spent close to 900 hours on Counter-Strike, but most of my time spent on the all CSGO. It is very popular as always, and if you want the most pure competitive shooter experience, this is hands down the one for you. And we also got games like The Finals, a chaotic arena-style first-person shooter with top-notch gunplay, destruction, and tons of game modes for both casual and ranked play. So you are in a teams trying to grab cash and deposit it while the entire map can be blown apart. The game has fully destructible environment, and these destruction mechanics can make every match feel very unpredictable and so unique. The game is very much competitive because quick thinking and creative plays can turn the tide in the last minute. I put decent amount of time playing Finals, but mostly casual game modes, but it's incredibly fun to play, totally worth giving it a try if you're into high energy first person shooter action. And also we cannot forget about the good old Overwatch 2. Despite having tons of negative reviews on Steam, the game is still very much popular, but I'm not gonna lie, the popularity is kinda declined with the launch of games like Marvel Rivals, but the game is still hands down very much popular and very much competitive. Thankfully Blizzard keep adding new stuff to the game, new seasonal events and all those sort of stuff to keep the gameplay fresh. So if you like mix of hero, skills and team synergy, Overwatch 2 is still a solid option in 2025. Our next game may not be a first person shooter game, but it's hands down one of the most popular multiplayer games to come out during the last few months, and that is Marvel Rivals. It's basically third-person Overwatch with Marvel superheroes. You got Superman, Iron Man, Loki, and they're all blasting each other with crazy powers in these 6v6 matches. The game modes include a competitive rank mode and bunch of other game modes for casual play. It's fast, flashy, very popular right now, and available on PC and both consoles. I personally wouldn't really consider Battle Royale games as competitive, but I would like to include two Battle Royale games into our today's list, and that is Apex Legends and Fortnite. Obviously PUBG is very popular, does have a competitive separate rank mode, but obviously it's not free to play. You have to buy the premium edition or something in order to play ranks. But Apex Legends does have a separate dedicated rank mode and still going very strong in 2025. It's fast, smooth, and reward your movement skill like no other Battle Royale. And obviously we got legends with unique abilities, and combining them with precision gunplay makes the competitive matches more intense. The gunplay feels amazing, maps are so much fun to jump around, and it is a lot more faster than some of the other battle royales on the market. And also we cannot forget about Fortnite, still a powerhouse even in 2025. So whether you're into building insane towers mid-fight or prefer that zero build mode like myself, it's all about quick reaction and smart positioning. Obviously the game is super popular because Epic constantly updating the game with new seasons, crossovers, and all those crazy events, and I would say these two Battle Royale games definitely worth jumping into, especially if you're looking for something competitive to play. Alright, talking about competitive games, moving on to an insanely popular genre. Next up we got MOBAs. And we got some of the biggest games on the market, the games like League of Legends, Dota 2, and League of Legends is gotta be the biggest MOBA in the world. The 5v5 matches where teamwork, strategy, and mechanical skill all matter. The competitive vibe is absolutely insane, especially in ranked. One mistake literally can cost the game out. It's very popular because it's refined for over a decade now with constant update and massive esports scene. I'm sure you already already played League of Legends in some point of your gaming career. And obviously we got Dota 2. The mechanics are a little bit deeper, matches can be longer, and skill ceiling is insane. The competitive scene is huge, especially with the international offering massive prize pool for esport tournaments. It's very popular with the players who love mastering complex systems and pulling off huge game-changing plays. It may not be the most easiest game to jump into, but somehow if you can get past that steep learning curve, it's definitely rewarding. And we also got a couple of lesser known games. We got Team Fight Tactics, a chill but a competitive auto battler mode from League. You draft champions, place them on a board and watch them fight automatically. The competition comes from smart decision making and adapt your strategy to the items and champs you get. It's very popular because it's easy to learn but somehow harder to master. And on top of everything, you can play the game on PC as well as on mobile. And you also got games like Smite 2, a long-awaited sequel to the popular Smite. It takes that MOBA formula but shifted into a more third-person perspective, make it more feel like an action game. You play as gods and mythological figures, each with flashy abilities. Smite 2 is not as popular as the previous game, but I believe the game is still on early access on Steam. So if you want that more of an hands-on MOBA experience, this is hands down the game to play in 2025. Moving on to our next category, we got racing. Honestly, there is not a lot of competitive racing games out there, especially on the free-to-play market, but we got games like Trackmania. It's a competitive track racing game with no collision, no chaos, it's just you versus the clock. It's pretty much about beating your own high score and go higher on the leaderboard. The tracks can get insanely creative. There is a large community behind making all sort of custom tracks and additional stuff to the game. It's not as popular as it used to be in 2025, but still super competitive and easy to jump into even if you are a beginner. And we also got games like Rocket League. I know it's not technically a racing game, it's basically soccer but with rocket-powered cars. It's insanely popular right now as always. Easy game to pick up, but mastering those aerials, dribbles and positioning, it's a real challenge. The competitive vibe is addictive because every goal and save is a highlight moment. And good thing about Rocket League is that you can actually play the game more competitively if you want, or just casually with friends with less competition. It's always a game that I highly recommend, definitely worth jumping into in 2025. Sports category is kinda underrated, especially on the free-to-play scenes. We don't really have a lot of games, but of course we got games like eFootball 2025. It's a Konami's free-to-play football simulation with realistic passing, shooting and tactics with a focus on online competitive play. It's popular because it's accessible even for the newcomers, but still has a depth for hardcore fans as well. It's definitely worth jumping into in 2025, especially if you love football games and also don't want to spend money on a game like EFC or FIFA. We also got games like UFL, another brand new free-to-play football game, and try to rival some of the big names on the market. It promises fair play with no pay-to-win elements and heavily focused on online and ranked matches. Right now the game is only available on consoles, PlayStation and Xbox, and hopefully the PC version will come out very soon. A lot of players, including myself, are curious about how this fresh alternative compared to some of the usual football simulations on the market, especially comparing with games like EFC. So if you own a console, if you love football, definitely worth trying out UFL in 2025. And finally we are moving on to fighting/brawler category, and we got Brawlhalla, one of the most popular free-to-play platform fighters where you can knock off opponents off the stage in Smash Bros style. I would say the controls are relatively simple, but there's a tons of depth in movement, weapon swap and timing. The competitive vibe is fast-paced and full of clutch comebacks. It is very much popular because it's very easy to pick up and play and works almost on every platform, and it does support cross-play. Definitely a fun little competitive game to jump into in 2025, and if you love platform fighter games, I'm sure you already played Brawlhalla by now. Well, there you have it guys. These are some of the best free-to-play, competitive, multiplayer, esports style of games you can jump into right now in 2025. So whether you're into first-person fast-paced action, MOBAs, fast-paced racing, even football showdown, there is something here to test your skill. And which of these games are you playing already, and which one are you going to download next? Drop it down in the comment below. And if you found a new game to try out, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more free-to-play finds. I'll catch you guys soon in the next one. Stay safe.